journalist Matt Taibbi dropped the information regarding what was transpiring in accordance with corporate media for Hunter Biden's laptop, and whether or not that story was relevant and should have been posted or censored. And it was censored. Now,
are we still talking about Hunter Biden's laptop?
Well, the Twitter files were just released the other day.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God. This is alcohol infused. I'm very happy.
Sophie wants.
Not good. Like, oh my God, that's really good.
So
happy hour.
The sad reality is watching all of the so-called journalists, and they're journalists. I mean, you could call them what you want. You could call them hack journalists. You could call them anything. I get really, really tired of listening to people say, you know, the worst part about what Matt Taibbi did is that they said that he's not a journalist anymore, or that he's fallen so far from grace. Why? Because he put the Twitter files out that were given to him by Elon Musk. You don't have to like Elon Musk. The question is the information provided accurate or not? And the information is absolutely correct.
I don't know what the information is or whether or not I give a crap.
That they deliberately made sure that the Hunter Biden laptop story was called Russian disinformation. It's not accurate. It didn't happen.
What did you think would happen? How do you think that people cover? How do you think that damage control is done for elected people's families? Like, that's the typical damage control.
And they're still doing it now. They're still doing it now, saying that, oh, well, in reality, the Trump people were trying to do the same thing and this and that. And I'm thinking,
no, yeah, it wasn't a puppy treat. It's the popcorn.
No, we get it. The system's corrupt. And this idea that there wasn't nefarious wheelings and dealings going on here is the big problem. It's like this lack of acknowledgement. It's not a question of whether what Matt Taibbi released is correct. And some say, oh, it's not, it's a nothing burger or it's a big deal. And all I'm thinking is,
it's ambulance chaser like.
It's not really. There wasn't anything that I read there that wasn't something that I suspected already. It's what you would call confirmation or even confirmation bias, depending on the perspective that you're looking at it from.
This one's butter rum.
So what is the solution here? If you do believe that free speech should be absolute without the intent to harm. Again, that's the thing about, you know, saying you want to kill somebody or hurt somebody. Like if somebody who says they're a Nazi and they want to kill all Jews, like what Kanye West was doing. That is. I
still don't support censorship. That's just me. I just don't.
You could put them in a timeout.
Oh, you could take down whatever it is that you don't like what it is, but I don't agree with like censoring or deplatforming individuals.
I understand that. And so this idea that the information that was released regarding Hunter Biden or wasn't released 2 weeks prior to the election was a form of censorship. Now, did it ultimately play a role in the outcome of the election is the question.
Yeah, I don't know. And it doesn't really matter to me either way. Part of the problem is that even if we knew that, does that make the other option more palatable? I also don't understand. I'm about as concerned with Hunter Biden's laptop as I was with Hillary's emails.
I'm as concerned with Hunter Biden's laptop as I am with Jared Kushner's wheelings and dealings with the Saudis. And the fact that that doesn't get the type of coverage that it should.
That's the thing. It's like, so I get what people are saying if they're criticizing somebody for at this point in time going after that, because it's, first of all, it's old news. Second of all, in the pile of shit that we're dealt on a daily basis from a basically authoritarian oligarchy, that to me doesn't ring in the top 50. So maybe that's what they're going after. It's very ambulance chaser, low hanging fruit. It's like you couldn't come up with sort of something new to be covering. That's how it speaks to me.
If you're not addressing the core issues of the day that we are dealing with on a regular basis, healthcare, the environment, a living wage, or the biggest issue of all right now, sorry, the Hunter Biden laptop is not the biggest issue right now.
That's my point.
The biggest issue right now is the fact that the president of the United States, who has the audacity to claim that he's the most union-friendly president in the history of our country, is one of the biggest union-busting presidents in the history of our country, who makes Ronald Reagan blush.
Here's the thing. now I definitely would never vote for Joe again. I mean, I couldn't have voted for him again anyway because I'm not an idiot. But
what that administration did,
just what a screw you
to railroad workers,
what a screw you.
And the audacity of the normie Dems, whether it is the true bluers who are literally terminally online, or even the media people who are trying to run cover for Joe and his administration, are trying to basically say this is all the Republicans' fault. If the Democrats simply didn't
How is that even possible?
If the Democrats didn't address this issue and didn't allow the rail workers to be thrown under the bus by the railroad oligarchs who begged Congress to get involved, and Biden said, sure, we'll get involved. We'll stop the strike. If they simply didn't do anything and allowed the railroad workers to strike, which they may still do anyway.
I don't understand how you can stop somebody from striking when the point of the strike is that we're doing this because we have to.
May I, please?
Yeah, it's not the best right now. Probably needs a refresh.
Could
see what's in there.
So, on this day of do drugs responsibly as an adult,
well,
you're going to watch how I do it.
Honestly, yeah. So, mostly I agree with what he's talking about because his entire, and if you guys do check out his book, Drug Use for Grownups, this is not someone that just enjoys doing drugs and wrote a book about it. This is someone who has done extensive pharmacological research into these drugs. Long before he ever even tried any of them recreationally. So this is someone who is very authoritative on this. But I've never thought that any drugs should be, to be honest, should be illegal. Like that's a personal preference. I think it should be regulated. I don't want like children being able to go out and buy things, but we have rules for that. There's rules already for that. It's called being an adult. It's not complicated. I agree. I think people should be allowed to do whatever they want to their people, to their persons.
I do believe that Joe should be primaried. And I believe that that person who should primary him is a labor leader / organizer.
I think it should be Joe Manchin.
All right. Well, maybe, just maybe, our Manchin parliamentarian bumper sticker will actually come to fruition. It's not likely, but if you are so inclined.
You guys get that if you become a $10 patron.
Go to patreon.com/generational change. For as little as $5 a month, you can become a supporter of our wonderful channel. You also get the Lulu sticker at the $10 a month contributor. But if you're feeling really generous and want to go $25 a month, you're going to get this wonderful tri-blend, awesome Here Comes the Sun generational change t-shirt. You'll love it.
It's a jersey.
It's a jersey. It's a jersey. It's fancy.
It's very fancy.
We're fancy around these parts.
We're very fancy here.
Now, unfortunately, the bearer of bad news is that our small business neighbor, Apex Insurance Agency, will no longer be sponsoring our channel going forward. They have not really seen an ROI for investing with us the past couple of months, but it is what it is.
This is what happens. Well, the truth is we have no idea. We can't get an ROI on here.
But we may be getting another small business supporter very, very soon who is in the solar industry. So I'm crossing my fingers on that one. That, frankly, is one that I think we would probably do much better with anyway.
Basically, we just need some support. That's all. Yeah. We just need some support. So we'll try different things.
Paul, when you are ready, brother, we welcome you with open arms. And so ultimately, yeah, I think that—
I hope they strike. I hope the railroad workers strike. I hope that the UPS drivers strike. I think they should all strike. And I think they should do it over the holiday time. I do.
Well, right now, the intention was
Why do you need permission to strike? Well, the whole point of striking.
Well, the intention of striking was supposed to happen this Friday. That's when it's supposed to occur. And Joe made it his mission.
I'm going.
So Joe Biden decided that
I'm in it.
I am going to prevent the railroad workers from striking so they have no sick days. Remember, this is all over sick days. That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get sick days. Bernie went out of his way to at least make sure that they got 7 sick days. And they got 5 Republicans to sign on to this bill. And sure enough, 52 said yes, 43 said no. 5 decided not to vote, and you still needed 60 votes to get it to pass. We were oh so close, right? And then, of course, if they had removed the filibuster and said, well, now you only need 50 votes in order to get this,
then we wouldn't get that.
You wouldn't get it, because then you'd have 47 votes.
Right. It's all a game. That's why people think if we could just get Manchin or just get Sinema, then it'd be somebody else. It will be a different threshold to cover. But yeah, this really is very crushing to labor. It's very disappointing. And the fact that when I'm sitting here listening to them negotiate over how many sick days people can have, it's how I feel about when I hear people debating at what point I can or cannot have an abortion with my body. We're debating how many angels can dance on the head of a pin regarding other people's lives.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. So really, you think that the people who are the less at advantage, which let's be real, are the workers, that we can't just, I don't know, give them a little bonus, throw a little something their way. No, we have to fight over sick days. It's ridiculous. And the fact that our government thinks they should just come in and squash labor like it means nothing. Oh, I so hope there's a big strike.
And this is the problem with the Hunter Biden laptop story. It's not that there isn't relevancy here. I have no doubt that Hunter's role was to basically do illicit wheelings and dealings with foreign governments on behalf of Joe Biden, just like Jared Kushner did on behalf of Donald Trump.
Just like there's probably someone in every country doing it on behalf of whoever the oligarch is at the time. Because that's how it works.
They say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly.
The game is broken. Completely broken.
That's just a perfect example of corruption meets nepotism.
Which is also so funny, because when people are trying to suggest that, oh, well, Hunter isn't a saint, he's really just a person who needs help. But what about this other person? No. Here's the thing. There's no such thing as less corruption. It's either corruption or not corruption. And
right. You can't be a little bit pregnant.
That's correct. You can't?
No.
Okay. Well, you get the idea.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.